What's up, y'all? What's happening? Yours truly, the voice, Mr. Sad Bear, the DL Marshall, and we are back behind the news desk once more and again, giving you the news and topics that you guys make public, and we attempt to make it popular. Man, as always, you can catch us each and every Monday around this time right here. And you can catch us on channel I70MMBE on YouTube. That's YouTube channel I70MMBE. You know it because you're watching us now. And you can also catch us on our YouTube channel under Marsh Media. You know, go on over there sometimes. Look at us, like us, subscribe to us. Because we're going to give you that news. It's public. And we're going to make it popular. And man, we got some news for you. But we're going to hurry up and get into some sports. Because guess what, y'all? The NFL is on its way. And we've got some news that'll make you be like, woo, are you kidding me? No, we ain't kidding you at all. So, yeah, y'all ready for it? You say you is. All right. Well, let's get ready to go into that doggone Donald Trump that thought he done figured out a way to get into the way of Kamala Harris and the DNC big time splash that they had last week. You know, you heard from the Obamas, you heard from D.L. Hughley, you heard from just about any and everybody. They're complaining that Beyonce's performance was just a ploy to make the DNC popular. Everything is advertisement nowadays. Come on, y'all. Don't act that way. Don't act brand new. Y'all already know it. Y'all know the deals. Pickles. So, yeah, man. And those of you that just coming in, come on in. Y'all know how it goes. Say hello in the chat, in the comments, and let us know where you're watching us from, because we want to make sure we stay in tap with you and you stay in tap with us. You know what I mean? If you don't, you should. All right. So, yeah, man. Let's get ready to go at it. Thank you so much for y'all coming in, giving up the love. We appreciate the love. Y'all make me feel so happy, make me feel so good. But Donald Trump gets a chance to make some more news with I just can't. But Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah, he turned around and dropped out the race. I guess he said, ain't no sense of putting new wine in an old bag. It just spills out. So he withdraws. He said, ain't no way I can defeat Trump. Ain't no way I can defeat Harris. But then he turns around, drops out the race, and throws his backing behind Trump, stating that he reached out to Harris. She didn't answer his call, and Trump did. Talking about desperation. Let me clean my glasses because I need y'all to see what I'm saying, just like I need to see what I'm saying. Because sometimes, make sure. Did y'all see that? Did y'all hear that? He said he reached out to Harris. She didn't answer the phone, but Trump did. So that lets me know Harris is where you want to be. And if you look at RFK Jr.'s running platform and some of the issues he was championing and running, that you would realize that RFK Jr. lines up more with Vice President Harris. But because she didn't answer the phone, don't that sound like a dude? Man, I wanted to take you to the prom. I was going to take you to the movie. I was going to take you to get something to eat. Girl, I was going to take you to get them shoes. You didn't answer the phone, so I took Melanie. That's exactly what it sounded like. So I was like, wait a minute. RFK Jr., the son of Robert, nephew of John, the historically, democratically known Kennedys? You gonna disrespect the death of your father and your uncle? Why they was I guess he said, I don't want to be assassinated now. But I digress. You gonna, boy, you know your daddy and your uncle rolling in their grave. You hear me? They rolling around in their grave. So yeah, he threw his backing behind Trump. He said Trump came out and called him back. And so Harris didn't. So That's the reason why he went ahead and stayed with Harris. So yeah, good morning, Tamika Turner. What's happening? Yeah, so the family, 5 family members of the Kennedys, signed an affidavit and came out publicly saying they are in disagreement and so embarrassed by this. This is so opposed to the Kennedy family, and this is not something that their family gets behind or endorse. As a matter of fact, they said that Donald Trump is the last somebody that a Kennedy would support. So, oh my goodness, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dropped out the race, and then after he dropped out the race, he said, as a matter of fact, and another thing, ain't nobody fooling with that woman that ain't calling me back. So yeah, that is the news on that front. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think, if you think about it at all. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. drops out of the presidential race and throws his support behind Donald J. Trump. Now, a lot of people are saying that independents are wrecking the race because it's not really a lot of support thrown by independents. So it causes a divide between votes when all those votes could go one way. Yes, I agree that it is quite difficult to be an independent and run and win against a Democratic or Republican nominee. But I will also say this, that once you come into the race, see how you can work with that particular issue or persons that line up with what you're running on. Maybe you can vice it until the independent. So also I would suggest start campaigning long before an election year. Go about, make a buzz long before the election year. Go out and meet with the people. Go to the black churches that y'all go to election year all year. Pick one, go around, holler at the folks. And then you'll no longer be independent because your popularity will make you gain the recognition that you are looking to get. All right. Also, coming from the DNC, want to say what's up to Tamika Turner. Lisa, what's happening? Listen, also, we want to make sure, guys, that we are doing the responsible thing. But coming from the DNC, D.L. Hughley, which y'all know is one of my favorite comedians. And, well, I was hearing something from the news station, but no, we ain't going to cover that. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. Don't be sending me stuff going to get me in trouble. Y'all know I ain't got no filter as it is. Santon. Stop. All right. So D.L. Hughley makes a speech that he apologized to Kamala Harris in front of everybody at the DNC. He gives her a public apology. He's saying that he went against her. He accused her of things. He went on public platforms and shows saying how she did certain amount of things that was half-baked and was not fully informed on everything he was saying. And so he gave her an apology. He said, I publicly came out and called myself bashing you, so let me publicly say I'm sorry for not getting all the information that was needed for that type of term. Then after that, all these sisters started hammering D.L. Hughley online, calling him a sucker, calling him soft, calling him a ban. And y'all know, hopefully y'all know what ban stand for, because I can't repeat that. If I repeat what ban mean, y'all, I'm gonna be gone, and then the Marsh Media News gonna have a new person, and y'all like me here, so I want to stay here because I like being here. But ban is something N-word. You know what? I can't even repeat what the B stand for in ban, what the A stand for in ban, or the N. So ban, and a lot of women done use that to boyfriends that left them, guys that curved them, and baby daddies that won't take care of the kids. So y'all kind of know what ban stands for now. All right. So I'm like, why are y'all coming at DL like this so hard? So after that, they was like, you should have stood on business. You said what you said. We stay in a society, y'all, where you can't evolve, you can't mature, and you can't grow. People be like, you need to grow up. You need to quit being this. You need to quit acting silly. You need to get informed. And then when you get informed, how many of you know when you get educated? Oh, educated. When you get educated, you start not to see the things you used to see the same. You evolve, you grow. So a lot of things that you may agree with in 1919, you ain't gonna believe. You ain't gonna believe the same in 1938. Same things that we believed in 2019, when it came into 2020, we couldn't believe it like that no more. Now some of the things we believed in 2021, here in 2024, we don't believe no more. You evolve, you get wiser, you do better because you know better. Wisdom. So D.L. Hughley tries to make amends. Everybody comes at him. Isn't it funny, sisters, how y'all say black men need to learn how to be respectful of black women, how black men need to learn how to appreciate black women, how black men need to learn how to support black women, stand behind black women, love black women, be real to our women, trying to heal our women. Oh, channel my inner Tupac. But y'all get what I'm saying. And then the moment one does, he becomes a sucker. He becomes soft. He's a band. No, you said what you said. Stand on your business. That's stupid, ladies. The man realized his wrong, and in front of millions upon millions of people, he rectified his wrong. Which way do y'all want it? I'm channeling Tupac again. How do you want it? How do you feel? Jeez. The man said, I'm sorry. Come on. Jeez. All right. So that's that. With that, let me get into something real quick because I want to jump to our sports today. I'm excited about our sports, but let's check this out. Before we get into the new. Yeah. I was checking comments. Yeah, man. Tamika gonna mess around and be our commenter of the day today. Tracy Williams, thanks for joining Marsh Media News Update. So a lot of ladies, come on, share this. Ladies, start sharing this. I'm gonna fill up y'all about 20 seconds. Share this, like this. Come on now. Hit the likes, hit the shares. To all the ladies you know, gonna dig this. If you got a lady that is respectable, if you got a lady that's working hard but raising her kids on her own, hit them. Share it to them. Tag them. Don't y'all leave this room. I got something for you. Because I know a lot of times, what's up, Tammy D? I know a lot of times people be like, DL, y'all be hard on the sisters. You and Bam be, listen, I got something for y'all, and I got to know what y'all mean. I got to know what y'all think, and we're going to dissect this fraud, and we're going to get an A in science class, all right? But I got to know what y'all think. So I need, come on, let's get abundance of women up in cheer, all right? Come on. Say hello when you come in. Don't just be looking at me like you went to get some peanuts at the zoo. Hey there, hey there, hey there. Yeah, hey there, hey there, hey there. Hit that like, hit that like. Hey there, hey there, hey there. I'm trying to make up some time. But y'all go ahead now because I'm about to play something. Cam Newton had some viral takes on his show, Funky Fridays. He had Dr. Bryant. I guess she's a psychologist, sociologist. I don't know. But she came in there and Cam made some remarks and she had some statements. And I want y'all to watch this. Tag them girlfriends. Y'all get in here. Shoot. And here we go.
I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
by your
to bring
wife?
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken.
Ooh, Cam Newton appeared on Dr. Brian's Funky Friday podcast. Make sure you guys check it out.
All right, y'all. What y'all thinking? What you thinking? Cam Newton said that the reason why he is very hesitant to become a husband is because he's afraid more of divorce than he has confidence in his love being able to go past. What's up, Ro? What's up there, Floyd? Then his confidence is that love will supersede his option of divorce. She said that she felt he was selfish because he was being selective in his actions at pursuing a relationship that would garner into marriage, and that he was compartmentalizing things. And when you compartmentalize things, you put them in different containers, you put them in different boxes, and each one of those boxes will suffer significantly because they are separated. She said, you are high maintenance, or you high valued enough to be able to provide a house, a nice house, but you are too selfish to make those houses homes. So therefore, he is not a high valued man. He's low valued when it comes to being a man and father, I dare say, and that he is creating broken homes instead of strong village. Ladies, what you think? Now, y'all know, come on. Y'all opinionated so much. Y'all always opinionated. Come on now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Y'all get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Let me play it one more time for y'all. Cam Newton said he just taking his time. Now, one of the reasons I believe Cam is unmarried, because it's easier to break up with a girlfriend than to divorce a wife. It's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to keep her. Yeah. All right, boy. I'm channeling all the great legendary dead folk today. Feel that? A little chilly. Johnny Taylor, rest in peace. But we understand it's easier to break up with a girlfriend than it is to divorce a wife. And it's a lot more fun to make babies than it is to talk about bills and finances. And what she was saying, what she has a point, is that your money will supply the physical needs, but your absence will deprive of the nurturing and emotional needs. Let's hear it again.
I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent
I
of
just
this?
want
Or
God
by
to
your
bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken.
Ooh, Cam Newton.
Hey, so what y'all think? First of all, anytime somebody say, I'm saying this out of love and I mean no disrespect, some of it's about to come. You understand that? But would you ladies prefer that a man, come on in these comments, ladies, tell me what you think now. Don't y'all hold your tongue. You don't hold no tongue no other time. You don't hold no tongue no other time. Don't hold it now. But tell me, ladies, would you prefer a man to be like Cam Newton and say, I like you, I even love you, but I don't think I'll be a good husband, and I don't want to get married right now? Would you respect that rather than a man that will marry you and tell you that he's ready for everything that you're ready for because he knows you're ready for it, but then turn around down the line and be unloving, disrespectful, distant, disconnected in the marriage because it was something he did because he knew you wanted to, and he married you for the sake of not losing you? Or would you prefer for him to say, this is the space I'm in, this is what you have from the beginning now, and this is what my fears are. I'm fearful of divorce. I'm not ready to get married, but I don't want to break up. Would y'all prefer a man to say that to y'all, or would you prefer him just to go ahead and get married? Hopefully his feelings will change in the midst of the marriage, which could lead to divorce. Let's see. Is the man that finds a good thing, it is the man that finds a good thing. He won't get a woman when he keeps popping out babies. Yes, I respect the honesty. I can decide what I want to do. Okay. I'll respect how he feels and move on. And that is why a lot of men lie. The move on part, Tamika. He done got feelings for you. That's why he got vulnerable enough to open up and discuss it. Tell you the truth. Then his truth makes you get ghost. So now he like, man, I told this woman the truth. She said I could be honest with her. My honesty made her leave me. Next woman come around and he had that you could be honest with me, I can take it moment. He gonna lie. He gonna lie because the last time he was honest, he lost his woman. So he gonna lie. He gonna give you what he knows you want in the hopes that what you want becomes something he wants as well. Tammy says she rather has the truth and then she can see what she can deal with. Because just because he's not ready for that moment to get married, don't mean it's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the road. It might be months down the road. But are you willing to work out some things? Are you willing to get to know me? Because who knows, you may not be ready. You might be ready to get married, but you might not be ready to be my wife at that moment. See, it's different between ready to be a wife and then ready to be the wife to the man you in love with. That wedding gets a lot of people in trouble. I just want to be married gets a lot of people in trouble. When you get a man that's able to have a difficult conversation with you and tell you from the get-go, I don't want to be married. Do you think that conversation didn't come up before they laid down and the baby making opportunity presented itself? Oh, my bad. That only happens to guys that ain't millionaires like myself. But guys that's millionaires, don't y'all think that scope wasn't known? NFL quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, Super Bowl quarterback, and MVP, NFL, television personality, Cam Newton. Yeah, she said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay some of this good on him, and he'll change his mind. Yeah, y'all ladies better quit thinking about y'all sweet potato pie is the best slice of sweet potato pie in the world because somebody else is cutting up slice too. Brony Cat, good morning to you. I don't want to keep backing up either. Well, if you keep backing up, that's how them babies come. Oh, my bad. My bad. I caught you now. Oh, but here's the deal. The next guy you go to, what if his level of honesty ain't that? So, who knows? I'm glad, though, you guys put in the comments what you think. We're going to do it one more time because I'm going to show y'all something. Dr. Bryant kind of already took on a defensive, confrontational manner, and you can see Cam trying to keep it light. And when it's all said and done, I don't care what the therapist sitting across from you say, you got to be able to do the work. And the rate in which she tells you when to do the work may not be the skill set that you're able to do the work. Am I making sense? Like, yeah, okay, now I know what I need to do. Now I need time to work it. And just because this woman told me that she's ready to get married, and we had this conversation, and I said, I'm not ready to get married, does that mean we got to break up today? Can I give you space to understand where I'm coming from and get ready to work with where I'm coming from? Or can you give me the space to kind of evolve and look at marriage differently than I see it today? How you react to my honesty will dictate how I either continue to see marriage or change how I see marriage. If I tell you honestly how I feel about you and how I feel right now with moving in this relationship, and the only thing you can say is, okay, I hear you, I respect that, but I'm out, then you teach me that the moment we had got married and I opened up, then you probably would have been out or I'd have been on the couch. And no man wants to live like that. So, yeah, good conversation. I think I'm going to come back and do a show on Dang DL with that. But without further ado, we're going to get ready to go into the sports desk. Today, I am happy to say that we have coming into the sports desk, our sports anchor. Give it up for Mr. Marvin Durant. Hey, Marvin.
Hey, DL, good morning to you. First of all, let me tip my cap to Cam Newton for being honest.
Yeah.
Okay. He was honest. But I tell you who the psychologist needs to speak to. Go call up Nick Cannon and interview him. Okay, if you really want to get to the crux of this, talk to Nick Cannon. He's your
Right.
man. He's your
Right.
man. He
And
is your
also
man.
sit down with the women that's popping these babies out, because it ain't like
Exactly.
Cam Newton is on a solo mission. It ain't
Yeah,
Nick is on a solo mission. These women know, especially once you become baby mama number 5, or this is baby number. Cam said he got 8 kids.
yeah, 8 kids, 3 baby
So
mamas.
they knew what they was getting in it, and they knew what was getting into them.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it takes 2 to tango. So when you get into these conversations, do the entire sphere, not just part of it, and
Right.
don't be so selective on who you're going to beat up on. But in
Right.
the sports world this morning, breaking news from the world of the National Football League, specifically one Arrowhead Drive in Kansas City, Missouri. The
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs are going
Yeah.
to re-sign wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster.
It's a done deal, Marvin. I just got some word out of Arrowhead, one Arrowhead Drive. I just got off the phone before I started the show, and it is confirmed. He passed the physical on the knee. The ankle is straight. He's coming back. So, yeah, I want to dive into what that means for our receiver room.
Okay, let's break it down. Okay, we know that Hollywood Brown will miss probably the first 2 games of the season. Okay, as of now, Rashee Rice, no suspension, at least right now. The legal situation begins in December. So if there's going to be a suspension, it'll be way after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Xavier Worthy, obviously the rookie. You have Justin Watson, McCole Hardman, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kadarius Toney, and Sky Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're not going to keep everybody. So who's going to be out the door and how? And it's how many wide receivers the Chiefs are going to keep, either 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of Kadarius Toney, obviously injuries has played a part in his staying here or possibly leaving. However, he's halfway decent on special teams. Sky Moore had an injury-plagued season last year. I don't know whether he's done enough in training camp to suffice him staying. Again, he can participate in special teams. It depends what Dave told the special teams coordinator has to say about that. Now, again, they can either trade one of those guys or outright cut them. Sky Moore probably has some trade value. KT probably does not. But it's those one of those 2 guys, or even possibly both of them, could be the odd man out.
I'm like this. KT, we've got out of him what we needed. 2 Super Bowl rings. Even looking at him go against some 3s and 4s, he just didn't look like he had it. He didn't look like his head was here. In a room where he's not the most athletically gifted, talented, or work ethic, he's found himself falling down the ladder. And in falling down that ladder, Marvin, you're moving your way out the way. You're not going, listen, here's the Chiefs' decisions. Do we keep Kelsey? That's not even a question. Of course you do. Hollywood Brown is on this. He went out and cover Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. So those are 4 of the, say if you kept 7, those are 4 of your 7, correct?
Right.
Justin Ross isn't going anywhere.
No.
Ross is on the board. Watson,
on the bubble, yeah.
Yeah, Watson isn't going anywhere. That's fine.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then you got on the lower half, you got Juju. You just signed him, right?
Right. For the league minimum, by the way.
Veterans league minimum. So
yes,
let's move Watson down and put Juju. Juju knows the system. Juju knows Mahomes. Mahomes trusts Juju, right? Reason why I put him there over Watson is because the same things I said for Juju, I can say for Watson. But you know Juju is going to make the squad. when you sign him 2 days before final cuts. You didn't sign him to cut him.
Right.
Those are your 5 receivers. Justin Watson, who Mahomes trusts.
Yes.
Boom. And you got Mecole Hardman, who can return punts, which Sky Moore we don't want to see. Kadarius Toney, he pouts. So drop those 2. If you keep 7, also Watson, Hartman, Worthy can return kickoffs. You got running backs that can return kickoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm willing to bet, well, Kelsey wouldn't be considered a receiver.
Right.
Tight end. So I'm willing to say Rice, Brown,
Mm-hmm.
Worthy,
Mm-hmm.
Schuster,
Mm-hmm.
Watson,
Mm-hmm.
Hardman.
Yep.
If they was the only keep 6, that's your starting.
That's enough. Yeah. And that was one of the problems a couple of years ago. I think they had too many wide receivers in the wide receiver room, and they were trying to figure out how to use all of these guys. But in this way, it is more manageable to have 6 as opposed to 7.
And with this year, Marvin,
perfect.
with this year, last year, you didn't know the roles of each receiver. MVS didn't step up as the clear number 1. Sky Moore, like you said, when he wasn't hurt, he was bumbling and fumbling and dropping. Kadarius Toney, complete disaster. Rashid Rice was able as a rookie to rise to the occasion and became the Juju. So now you go and get 2 outside receivers in Brown and Worthy. You already know each receiver's role now. Hardman is the slot or the trinket receiver that you wanted, you hoped when you got in the second round, Sky Moore would be, but he hasn't materialized. Put Sky Moore on the trading block, and if it doesn't come out, put him in the special team. What is the
practice
squad? The practice squad. Yeah. Put him on the practice squad, because here's the deal. What makes Juju so significant signing, Brown is down, and you don't know if Rashid is going to get suspended, and if so, how long.
Right.
So you're going to be able to taxi Sky Moore back up. The odd man out, without question, Kadarius Toney. Let him go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it's looking. That's the way most of the media hopes it will play out. And again, you talked about the receiving core. It's 2 tiers. You have Rice, Brown, and Worthy. They're the speed demons. They're the deep guys. Watson, Hardman, Schuster, they are the possession receivers. You got to have both. And you very rarely see Watson drop a pass. Very rarely. He runs great routes. He knows where to get out there, set it down, and get a good pass. So you don't have to go deep with Schuster. You can go deep with Hardman if you want to, but he's better, again, as a possession receiver, a gadget receiver.
And this takes a lot of load. This takes a lot of load off of Kelsey's legs to make sure he's fresh for the postseason.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Because, I mean, he's getting older. That's just a fact of life. He had a very busy offseason, as we well know, from a social standpoint. So he didn't get a lot of rest. Trust me. And, training camp didn't do a lot for him. So he's probably still a little weary. But we know what great players do when you turn on the light.
Definitely. Definitely. And so we want to make sure that we continue to have
and see vintage Travis Kelsey.
Definitely. What else you got for us?
Okay, last week we talked a little bit about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and what Jason Whitlock has said about him. Okay, Coach Prime is in the news again. Not specifically just him, but the entire Colorado Athletic Department. The athletic department has banned a columnist from the Denver Post. His name is Sean Keeler. basically from asking Coach Prime questions during press conferences. The reason why they are citing this because of a quote series of sustained personal attacks against the program and Coach Prime. Couple of the things allegedly he has said about Coach Dion, if he has been called Deposition Dion and the Bruce
Oh,
Lee of BS, end quote.
oh, oh.
Ooh, yeah. Now, again, columnists are just like talk show hosts. Okay, their job is not to be beat writers. Okay, beat writers, that's one thing. Columnists, sports talk hosts are another. We don't have to like what we see from a coach. Okay, we really don't have to interview them. Our job is to write what we feel, and you either like it or you don't. Now, if these allegations are true, and I guess if it's in print, I guess it is true. Okay, the department, I guess, has the right to ban a reporter. He doesn't ban them from practice or attending press conferences. He just can't ask the coach questions. Now, again, coaches don't have to answer any questions either. I mean, look, they would rather have get a tooth pulled before going to sit before the press. Okay,
Right.
truth be told, they hate talking to the press, but they know they have to. They know if they don't, they're going to catch hell on one side of the ledger. But no coach should have to endure personal attacks. You can talk about the program. You can talk about that, okay, he's more style than substance. You can say that. And given the fact that Dion is full of style, there is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There was a lot of hullabaloo in Boulder last year. And at the end of the season, what happened? 4-8 record, 1-8 in conference play. So yeah, you're going to get a little criticism, deservedly so. I think that's fair.
Hmm.
However, you don't turn that against the coach and lobbing personal barbs against him. And again, a lot of people are calling Dion very sensitive. Paul Feinbaum from the SEC network called it one of the biggest travesties he's ever seen. I think they're making more of this than what it is. But what some people have said, Adam Scheffner said this morning on the Four Letter Network. He says what the Colorado Athletic Department has done, they have elevated the status of this columnist. Now that you making him into somebody, so now people are going to go to the online portion of the Denver Post and see what this guy is all about. Okay,
Hmm.
you have given this man a raise. You've given more subscribers to the Denver Post now, rather than whether or not caring about Dion's feelings. So Dion's in the news again. His Colorado Buffaloes start their season Thursday against North Dakota State University. And if you don't put a 50 piece on North Dakota State University, something's seriously wrong.
Definitely. I would say this as far as with the columnists, man. Um, you better be able to stand on and back up what you say about these people. And a lot of times they get a lot of Jason Whitlock false sense of security and toughness when you don't go out and attend a bunch of things, when you don't surround yourselves and go out and you just sit behind a desk eating cheeseburgers, getting chubby, and I'm being nice, Jason, and licking your fingers from hot wing sauce, talking about people, and you're not out and about anymore. Like I say, we already know Jason ain't about that life. When he was in Kansas City, he made sure that he changed his tune until he got out of town when them Chiefs players ran down on him at bazookas and allegedly and the Harris House at Westport and all the different areas for his takes and his bold comments and his disrespectful analogies. And then when they saw him face to face, it was a whole nother story. So I just say, make sure that you write your column. You are journalizing about a person's performance, not them personally. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, don't make it personal, but if you have a certain take, have a certain take. But again, keep it clean, keep it classy. It can be controversial. That's fine, but don't make them personal because, hey, again, somebody, hey, when you're firing a bullet at someone, trust me, two are being fired back at you.
That's
So,
true.
definitely watch yourself. Speaking of college football, as I said, it begins in earnest on Thursday. Georgia is the preseason top team in the Associated Press poll, followed by Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, believe it or not, in their first year in the SEC, and Alabama. And what wouldn't be a top five without the University of Alabama? You
Right.
have to have Alabama in there somewhere. However, in your neck of the woods, for all of you watching us nationally, as you well know, DL is based in the Kansas City area, Big 12 country. And three of the local schools in his area are in the top 25. The University of Missouri, my alma mater, is 11th. Kansas State is 18th, and Kansas is 22nd. That bodes well for the Big 12 conference. Of course, they are expanding. They have four new teams this year: Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and Arizona State. Utah is picked to win the Big 12 this year. So it should be a very interesting regular season for college football. But the real fun begins at the end of the year with the new branded college football playoff, which now expands to 12 teams. And still, somebody's going to be ticked off at the end of the year. Uh, the highest top four conference championships will get buys. And it's what kills me about this. Instead of having a bunch of pencil neck geeks in a office determining who is going to be the top 12. Why can't we just go by the Associated Press top 20, top 12? Why can't we just do it that way? It's simple. You got your top 12 teams, deal with it.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. I look, it's about that money and how we can extend, how we can get more of the bigger top five power conferences into the playoffs to be seen by their fan bases, to hopefully create new fan bases in different areas. And the more of those teams you can, the more you do. But I think your solution is very right on point, that we need to make the playing field level for those that cannot pay the NIL fees for the players. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. And one final thing before I leave you today, I want to give my Flyers to Maya Moore. On Saturday night, the Minnesota Lynx retired her number 23, lifted it to the Raptors. This is a young lady who played only 8 years.
Uh-huh.
Eight, only
Uh-huh.
8 years in the W, collected 4 titles. She left the league at the tender age of 29 to fight social justice,
Right. For
and
her now husband.
for her now husband.
Yeah.
Okay, and she officially gave her retirement papers last year because she didn't know whether or not she was going to come back. So, to all of those Nimrods out there who say that the WNBA was not watchable before Caitlin Clark came, do your research. That word
Right.
is big on this show. Do your research and check out the play of Maya Moore. And then you will see that were dead wrong for 27 years to say the league wasn't watchable. Oh, and one more thing. Guess who Caitlin Clark's idol was growing up?
Who's that?
Maya Moore.
Not many
Take
girls
that.
that played, wasn't.
Yeah. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Marvin knows I've been champion women's basketball, the WNBA, probably from its inception. When you go back to the Cynthia Coopers and T Witherspoon and Perot, rest in peace, and Tina Thompson, and man, so many, Lisa Leslie and Rebecca Lobo, and man, just so many women that came through. Tina Charles still doing her thing, and what's my boy Edwards with Minnesota Timberwolves. His mama played in the WNBA. So I've been on the girls or the women's game for a long time. I got into it because of the same reason of track and field. But to my surprise, it didn't look like then what it looked like now. I just put it like that. And when we start talking about the new wave of WNBA, man, shout out to Angel Reese, who just recorded her third straight 20-plus rebound game, which she had another double-double with, I believe it was 11 points, 22 rebounds, blocks. Yes. And she did that against the reigning and probably repeating MVP, Asia Wilson.
And did you see the ending of that game?
I saw the whole game.
I saw the whole game as well. But the ending of that game,
yes,
that when you went up, and she had a terrible early part of the game, but when the game was on the line, who do you go to?
The cream rise.
And that was perfect. Shout out to Kelsey Plum too. She set a heck of a screen. Heck of a screen to free Wilson for basically an unimpeded layup, and it was masterful.
Yeah.
So all you people who are on the CC bandwagon who thinks she's going to be MVP, it's not happening. Let it go.
This is Asia Wilson's league. This is Asia Wilson's league. Yeah.
She is the best female player on the planet.
Yes.
Right now.
And guess what? Best. When she finished, Marvin, she will arguably, and I'm talking about a league that had Cynthia Cooper. I'm talking about a league that had Maya Moore. I'm talking about a league that had Skylar Diggins. I'm talking about a league that had Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie. I believe that when it's said and done, that will be the best lady to ever play in the WNBA.
Yes.
If not the best, she's going to probably be the most decorated.
Yeah.
She's already a two-time, a 2 or 3-time Olympian.
Yeah, 2-time Olympian. Yeah.
What is she, a 2-time or 3-time MVP? She's
two-time.
A 2-time.
Yes, going for
she's
a
probably
third.
Going to win it. She's going for the third, back-to-back. She's a WNBA champion twice
in a row.
They're gonna vie for it again this year. Come on, man. Hey, this is her league. It's cute. You got a brand new toy in CC and Angel Reese for Christmas this year. But don't forget what your child's favorite is. When we leave the house, we go on trips. They set CC and Angel down, and she makes sure that Wilson is in the suitcase.
Yes, without a doubt. So again, hats off to her. Hats off to Angel for continuing to do what she do. Speaking of Angel's team, and I'm going to wrap this up, they got to get to winning. There's something going on, not in the locker room, but in the upper management, in the upstairs, in the executive offices. There's some discord going on there. I just found out a little nugget about that late last night. I'll share more next week, but they are 7 games under 500 and only a half game in front of the Atlanta Dream for the 8th and final playoff spot. It's not looking good right now, and they need to turn it on real quick. You know, I love Minnesota. They're my odds-on favorite to eventually be the second place team in the league at the end of the year. But watch out for the Seattle Storm because they signed sharpshooter Gabby Williams, who played for France, who during their tie the game at the gold medal game came like 2 big toes on the line away from tying that game. Gave them a bona fide sharpshooter. Watch out for the Storm. The Storm may be the biggest storm in the Aces side the rest of the year.
I would say this too. It is something going on in the locker room. After the game against the Phoenix Suns, you could hear when Kamala Cardoso was doing her post-game press conference, you could hear the arguing and chair sliding and banging against the wall as a fight ensued and was going on in the Sky's locker room. So you could hear it. And even so much, it became so distractive to Cardoso and the teammate. I want to say that was Allen. that they were like, could you shut the door? They're going to lose good players. Speaking of Gabby Williams was a Chicago Sky.
At one point, yes.
She was a Chicago Sky 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying 2 or last year?
No, last year.
Last
2 years ago. Last year she was with Seattle.
Yeah, so she left Chicago because when she wanted to go play with France, after they said it was okay, the guy who Witherspoon wound up replacing, that was the head coach and general manager at the time, told her, yes, no problem. And then when it got ready to go, he was like, you got to come to training camp first. Then I'll let you go. And she's like, well, I've already scheduled. So it became a big to-do. Angel Reese reached out to her after the Olympics and said, hey, it's time to come back home to Chicago. I love to play with you. She said, sis, if we're going to play together, you're going to have to find another team. The way they did me dirty in Chicago. So there is some underlying turmoil in Chicago. There is not the chemistry of, I don't care who's the star of the night as long as we get the W's. And that's why they are about to be uprooted out that 8th spot, because you got more women concerned about their individual stat than the main stat, and that's the W.
Yep, that is so true, and that's so sad for a team that won the championship back in 2021.
Yeah,
and so that lots to sort out there in
Kennedy Carter
Chi-Town.
got to get it together. Kennedy Carter got to get it together. She's got to bridle her energy and keep it maintaining to buckets and not boxing. She's got to stop losing her cool. She's got to stop overreacting. She's got to stop. Else she's not only going to find herself suspended from the sky, she's going to be suspended out the league. And we understand that when you get a reputation and people don't want to play with you, that's why the young lady that went to Phoenix went to Phoenix. When people don't want to play with you, when they're tired of arguing with you, when they're tired of fighting with you in practice, they're going to go somewhere else where there is a more chemistry and team family oriented. So Teaspoon, you are the leader. Teaspoon was a firecracker when she played. So she's made a firecracker environment. T, you got the talent to take this lead. You need to have a sit down, come to Jesus meeting with them young ladies and say, hey, look, we got to get into the dance, and anybody in the dance can win the dance.
That is true. Now, if she can deal with Zion Williamson down in New Orleans, she can deal with this group of young ladies there in Chicago. Coming up on the record this week, new episode drops on Wednesday. Myself, along with my co-host, which I forgot to tell you about, my new co-host,
all right,
the awesome voice, Brian Kress. We are talking Royals baseball. They got a tough stretch coming up, 17 games coming up against some major players, and they've got to come up roses. We'll talk about the upcoming football season. We'll do our Big 12 preview and much, much more. So catch us on Spotify beginning at noon on Wednesday.
Tell Brian I said congratulations, and yeah, that's good. That is good. So the Royals are 1-2 now on this stretch, dropping 2 of 3 to the Phillies, which was expected. We are still in a good seat because the teams around us that we need to lose keep losing. I would say, you mentioned Zion Williams, that he has lost a ton of weight. He looks great, and hopefully that keeps him on the court and off the trainer's table coming up. So kudos. Y'all go check out On the Record with Mr. Marvin and the awesome voice on this Wednesday, man. And thank you so much, Marvin, for leading your expertise. You and I have a new show, Afterthought, that we're going to be doing after every Chiefs game to give our thoughts on what happened on the game. Hopefully it'll be more favorable than unfavorable. And we're going to have some guests, co-hosts stop in on it. So, man, y'all make sure y'all check that. All you sports chicks, y'all make sure y'all look for it, all right?
Sounds
Appreciate
good.
you, Marvin. You
no
have
problem,
a good one,
man. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. That's Mr. Marvin, sports guru, and our sports analyst right here on Marsh Media News Update. All right. Put it in the comments if you're going to watch. If you're watching this in replay, put it in the comments what you think about the Cam Newton, what you think about RFK lending his support to Donald Trump, and anything and everything news you heard right here on the Marsh Media News Update, where you understand and now know that if you make it public, we're going to make it popular. You understand what I'm saying? You dig, you dig, you dig. All right, guys, y'all make sure y'all keep it till the next time.